And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the final series of the broadcast, the final best of 3. We have finally made it. It has been an intense broadcast so far, 5 hours of non-stop StarCraft. And again, we still have plenty more StarCraft throughout the day, throughout the weekend. Before we get ahead of ourselves, though, we have this ZVT. Let's go, the final ZVT. Let's jump on in. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Eximius Gaming. He's a little bit sleepy. He's a little bit tired. He is Dorminhoco. Oh, we're getting there. Show us the zoom. Huh. Beautiful. we got there. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Hellfire. It is Yan. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our final best of 3 of the broadcast of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. For those that are maybe just now tuning in, for those that are curious as to what event is going on, this is a massive event happening in Brazil with the best of the best players facing off in one massive tournament from the Brazilian scene. And it is all building up towards one big offline event in Sao Paulo. The final, I think the top 4, maybe the top 6 players are going to be facing off in the grand finals in Sao Paulo in a big offline venue that the community has been able to crowdfund and been able to book. So they booked a venue, they have paid for travel costs as well, and there's going to be, yeah, a big event happening in Sao Paulo. Definitely looking forward to it. We, of course, are going to be casting that event in English remotely. We're not going to be there at the event. That'd be crazy. I'd love to go, but that's a little bit out of the question currently, but we're going to be covering it remotely, of course, and this is the online portion of that event. Again, we're working through the group stage into the playoffs, into the upper echelons of the playoffs as well, to determine who will be at that offline event and who will not. For now, though, we're settling in. Hatch, gas, pool, standard opener out of Dorminhoco, likewise regular opener out of Yan as well. Now, we had a bit of a chaotic and very crazy, very frazzled series previously, but this is where some of the big names face off against each other. Both Dorminhoco and Yan, I would say they are, I mean, they're both favored to make a deep run in this tournament. They both are deserving to make a deep run, but there's only enough room for one of them. They are two GM level players facing off against each other. Yan is one of the younger players in the scene, Dorminhoco one of the more up and comers. And overload speed, wait, what? A really fast overload speed out of Dorminhoco, but no lair. We have seen this before out of Dorminhoco. I believe this is just for scouting. This is very stylistic here from our Zerg player Lings. They get across the map, they delay the CC. My apologies, I said it was a hatch gas pool. It was actually an earlier spawning pool for earlier Lings across the map, and he does disrupt. Behind this, overload speed is finishing, and with overload speed he will get a full scout. Now at the pro level, this is considered inefficient. Just because the scouting that Dorminhoco is about to achieve, you can technically get there regularly, right, with a regular overlord scout as well. As the Reaper goes in, the Reaper confirms the fast lair. Gas still being mined. Now, this is a really interesting build. It is fast overload speed into delayed lair. Now, this can all come together. We do confirm the 111, Roach Warren's on the way, but we can make use of this and go into drop play in the mid game. Like, we can make use of those overlords in a different way here and make use of that overlord speed. So we'll keep an eye out for drop lords. For now, Dorminhoco gets a full scout to the main. And again, we do see Yan going for a 111, a delayed third TC, faster Cloak Banshee. This is an aggressive build from Yan as he moves out, but Dorminhoco is staying on 2 bases. Remember, he's staying on 2 bases, he's walling up, he's walling off. Does have a full wall here at the natural. And we're expecting roaches, we're expecting a 2-base all in. Here's what we're expecting. As we see bunkers on the way for Yan. Again, Yan, he sees that there's no third, and yep, here comes the all-in. As you mentioned, with Overlord Speed as the opener, it does mean that drop lords are available, and drop lords are soon to arrive. we're expecting Dorminhoco to commit across the map. As he cuts workers at 40, so 40 drones. It's going to be Roach Queen all in. If Yan can commit into tank production, then he will shut this down. And I'm concerned that Dorminhoco is just going to walk into a brick wall. Like, he has no third base behind this, he has no economy. Here he comes. Again, all or nothing. It is going to be 4 queens, a bunch of roaches. Now, Dorminhoco, he just made a wave of drones, but oh, he's supply blocked. Making those workers tells us that Dorminhoco, he's probably going to expand. He's probably going to try to transition out of this. But this is still so committed. Does break down the wall, busts into the natural, tanks are sieged. And the helis are coming for the surround as well. Dorminhoco is going to be completely cleaned up. Yeah, massive tank shots. Does force some friendly fire, SCVs are going down. But Dorminhoco, he will lose everything here. Yeah, the tanks, they just do so much in the back line. Oh my god. It is a meat grinder. Why are we showing the... Why are we showing the head-to-head right now? Let's go. The Yan does have a winning record against Dorminhoco. True, true. Does have it. You did notice that Dorminhoco has taken maps, has taken series. We have a Nidus follow-up. Okay. Nidus Worm is on the way. Getting to +1 carapace. Link speed as well. Getting to link speed. And it's going to be all or nothing once again for Dorminhoco. He's not droning. He's not droning anymore. He's cutting works at 43. The problem here with these all-ins from Dorminhoco is that Yan was not playing greedy. Remember, Yan, he went for a 1-1-1 before the 3rd CC. So he already had extra Banshees, extra Hellions, extra tanks. We have Nidus behind the mineral line. Yan, he does notice. Does respond. Shuts down the Nidus. Dorminhoco, he does poke in towards the 3rd. He will delay. And Dorminhoco, he just made a wave of drones. He droned up a little bit. So we have more drones on the way. So Dorminhoco is trying to get into a longer mid-game, into a macro game. But he is behind economically. Is behind. So a couple of roaches pop out. Get the hell out of there. They pull away. Double drop into the main. That's a fast hive, by the way. Dorminhoco rushing into a hive. We get a mass unload into the main base. We should be going for the economy. We also scout the hive. And Yan, he sees everything in the main. And he's going for the tech, going for the infestation pit. It goes down. The hive should survive. Ah, but there's no anti-air. Likewise, Yan jumping here at the 4th base, seeing 0 saturation, 0 workers. Yan, he has a massive supply lead. He's going for the 3rd, and Dorminhoco is not ready for this. He's not ready for this kind of push. No. A couple of Hydras trickle out, a couple of roaches as well, but there's just no standing army, no shot. As Yan, he will break the expansion. Likewise, jumping in the 4th base as well, taking down the 3rd and the 4th at the same time. And Dorminhoco just being pulled apart. It was a quirky build that he opened up with, but unfortunately, Yan was being so safe and so secure. GG, well played, Yan. He will take game number 1. Ooh, GG. Does take a lead. Again, winding it back, we saw that Dorminhoco committed into an early all-in. The problem is that Yan was being very safe. He was being very safe. He went for a late third base into faster factory, faster starport, faster production. So by the time the all-in came, by the time the Roach Queen came, there were already 2 tanks. There were already 2 tanks in a bunker at the natural. So we saw just a complete cleanup of Dorminhoco's army, and he had nothing else behind it. He had no third base, he had no drones, he had no way out of that. GG. GG, well played. With that, the all-in fails, and now we're getting into game number 2, and we'll see if Dorminhoco can bring it back. I'm curious to see what other builds he has up his sleeve. We'll see if we have another all-in, or if we can get into a longer macro game instead. Let's go. Pressure is on. We are setting up, and our next game is going to be in the largest map of the map, but we're going to be loading into Maganatha. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Eximius Gaming down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can force the ace match. It is Dorminhoco. He's so sleepy. He's so tired. Waiting for the zoom. For those that are curious, Dorminhoco translates to sleepy. In Spanish, it is dormilón. Of course, in Portuguese, Dorminhoco. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player with the blue Terran himself. It is Yan for Team Hellfire. Let's go. I say sleepy. Sleepy isn't really the direct translation. I'll say that Dorminhoco, it means someone that likes to sleep. It's not someone that's tired, not someone that's like sleepy, but someone that like sleeps a lot. Someone that sleeps in. That true. Like if someone sleeps in, you call them like a Dorminhoco. That makes sense. Someone married to the bed. So not quite sleepy, but you know, that's probably the best English word for it. Yeah, I think sleepyhead is maybe, I think that's probably a better word instead of sleepy. Sleepyhead, I think that means Dorminhoco more. It's probably a better translation. Meanwhile, once again, early spawning pool out of Dorminhoco. Going into a double hatch follow-up, gasless opener out of our Zerg player. This is a bold move. I've mentioned this before. This is an Eric build. Personally, I'm not too fond of this in ZVT just because it can be abused a little bit easier, but we are loading into Maganatha, and Maganatha is the largest map in the map pool, so if there was ever a map to open up a gasless on, it would be Maganatha. It would be this map. I say that, I think it might actually be, I think maybe Tokamak might be a better map for this. I think so. Regardless, we're going to be opening up. Reaper does dive into the bases, getting eyes on the gases. We'll click and we'll confirm. The gases were later here, were delayed for Dorminhoco. But relatively early regardless. Like typically in a regular gases opener, you would still delay your gases even further. Here, we have gases now being researched or now being saturated. Dorminhoco still joining up. Still joining, still saturating. Once again, Yan going for a 1-1-1 opener. Just like last time, Yan, he is delaying. He is skipping his third base for a faster starport. For faster Banshees. And this will keep him safe against something like an all-in. As we can see, Dorminhoco is not going for the all-in. He's going for a greedy opener, a greedy build, now into a third base, rushing into a very fast lair. Oh my god, that is a 320 lair timing. So very fast lair out of Dorminhoco. Likewise, Roachhorn gets thrown down. Reaper dives in. The Reaper will confirm the timing of the lair. He sees everything. He sees. He sees, he knows. Now, with a fast lair like this into Roaches, this could be for just Roach speed into a Roach heavy composition or Nidus. This could be a Nidus Worm for an all-in. We're keeping an eye on our Zerg player. Does get into Link speed. Interesting. Link speed is on the way. Hellions, they threaten to dive. So far, Dorminhoco just fully walls off. Jesus. Does fully wall. No drones at the fourth. Sorry, no drones at the third, let alone the fourth. Barely any workers at the natural. This is an all-in. This has to be an all-in. Show us the Nidus Worm. We're waiting for the Nidus. Now Dorminhoco is droning, but again, his drone count is so low. He only has 32 drones. A very low drone count here for the Zerg player. Hellions, he wants the Queens. No transfuse. And the Queens are going to be going down. Banshee arrives as well. One Queen falls, now going for the other. And remember, there's a full wall. There's no supporting this. You just go for the third. For now, just going for the wall. Yeah, picking away at the Evo Chamber, picking away at the hatchery, just free damage. I mean, the Evo Chamber was going to be destroyed eventually anyway. But just a really awkward setup here. Scan into the main, gets eyes on the lair, but there's no tech behind this. There's no fast spire, there's no roach speed. Girlings, they trickle out. As the spore falls. Yeah, massive pig off there. The spore goes down. Banshee's just free damage here on these lings. Hellions are surrounded. But again, the economy just isn't there. And neither are the Queens. Do we have a Queen? Do we have a Queen? We must have at least one in the main, right? There we go. Okay, we're okay. Queens, they respond. Also, looks like there is a gap in the wall. So units, they can file out. But no spore in the main. Sorry, there's a spore in the main base under the Overlord. Another 2 drones go down. So you got the mine drop here towards the natural. Oof. Oh my god, oh my god. Mine shot goes off, 14 drones go down. Jesus Christ, that should not have happened. And Yan, he's looking solid. Yan, he's looking very in control here. He has control of the map. He has control of the third. Double drop across that map as well. And unfortunately, Dorminhoco, the problem here is that he has to drone. Like, his economy is so low, he has to make workers, and if he doesn't, he's going to be stuck behind. He's going to be perpetually behind. Speaking of droning up, he also needs bases, and this fourth base is going to be denied. Brutal pick up. Is a cancel, not a kill, thankfully, but he needs a fourth. It isn't just the economy that's hindered, but now it's the production as well. You know, Bathing run by towards the natural. If Yan isn't paying attention, this can get some damage done. Bathing speed is almost complete. 10 more seconds. As Bailing's a waddle in. Late reaction by... Oh my god, late reaction! And not bad. 15 SCV kills. Not bad at all. But Yan, he reciprocates. He does one better. He's like, you can kill a mineral line, I'll just kill a base. And Dorminhoco is down to 2 bases. Down to 2 expansions. He's double expanding, getting a 3rd, getting a 4th base. He's trying to double. He just wants a base. He just wants an expansion. Leave him alone. And Yan, he's just not going out of control. He's just popping off from here. The drop play continues further into the bases. Dorminhoco, he's been attempting to stabilize the entire game, but has been unable to. Now going into our Hydra den, going into Lingbane Hydra, at least trying to, but again, the Hydras are expensive. And I'll be honest, I don't see Dorminhoco holding against this push. There's barely a standing army. Yeah, and he stims in. He has Wooden Mines behind this. Another base is going to be going down. And I was hoping for a back and forth here, but it's not going to happen. As Dorminhoco has been limping along the entire game. Just a really rough opener. I say really rough opener. It was just a really odd opener as well. Like, if you remember, we had like a 3-minute lair, but the lair didn't really lead into anything. We were stuck on 2 bases. It was gasless initially. It was, yeah, a bit of an awkward build. And it did feel a little bit directionless when it came to like what the purpose of it was and where it was going. Felt like we were trying to freestyle a little bit, maybe panicking a little bit against Yan. Was a medevac does go down. Yan still pushing further in. Dorminhoco supply blocked. He will clean up these drops. He's holding on, Pappy. He's holding on. We can make it. Again, he's being pulled apart. Another. How many bases have gone down just this game alone? I want to say like 5 hatcheries, 5 expansions. Another hatchery goes down, and another one as well. Was it 6, 7? Yeah, no. As Dorminhoco's main army does push in, we'll take some banelings to the face. Yeah, rough trade there for Yan, but he still has no roaming bio army. He still has a massive line of Marines waddling in. He be waddling, and he's not stopping. And again, Dorminhoco's tournament life is on the line. He's fighting his heart out. He's trying to hold on, trying to find a way to recover in some way. He's hoping for a miracle. But nah, not here. Not against Yan. As GG, well played. Good luck in the next round. And Yan, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the lower bracket quarterfinals. GG. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, Yan. He will claim the series. A very strong performance here out of Yan. Dorminhoco had some really interesting openers. I do think that game 1, I mean, it all made sense in game 1. Game 1 was a roach all in with a German taxi, like intermix as well. The problem was that Yan was playing very safe. Here, game 2, once again, really safe play out of Yan. And Dorminhoco's opener, it didn't really lead into anything. I mentioned it before, but Dorminhoco, he opened up with the fast lair. Nothing really came of it though. There was no like fast spire or nidus or roach warn into roach speed, or like, there just wasn't anything done with the fast lair, so it all kind of fell by the wayside. It got scattered early on as well. Maybe that's why that we didn't see anything, because it did get scattered. So Dorminhoco tried to transition out of that into 2-base play, but then he walled off on 2 bases and he lost his 3rd. Like, it was it's just everything kind of fell apart, and GG well played. Congratulations to Yan. He does claim the series, will advance on. And my condolences to Dorminhoco because he is out of the tournament. And I do rate Dorminhoco quite highly. I don't think this series really does justice to how good Dorminhoco is and how good he can look against other players. Again, I would say that he even had a better showing earlier against Master, if you recall. We casted Dorminhoco in a best of 5 versus Master and did not look bad at all. Did go down, of course. Master is the #1 seed of the tournament. But Dorminhoco, you know, he had some nice moments in that series as well. This one, a little bit more one-sided. Regardless, GG well played. And with that, we can catch up on tomorrow's broadcast. !B in the chat. Let's switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket. Okay, from the top, let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. From the top, we have the upper bracket semis. Initially, as you can see, we just wrapped up the upper quarterfinals with those best of 5s. We had Shakti over Kamikaze, Eric over Allison, we had Inexorable over Claw, and Master over Dorminhoco. And bam, we have our top 4. We have our top 4 players. We have Shakti versus Eric in a PvZ and Inexorable versus Master in a TvP. I think looking at this lineup, these are the top 4 players. These are the top 4 players of the tournament. These are the top 4 players of Brazil. And I wish them the best. You know, no bias, but let's go, Eric. Let's go, man. Let's go. So we're going to be cheering for Eric in his series. And of course, best of luck to both Inexorable and Master as well. Again, these are going to be tomorrow's matches. This is going to be in 20 hours time or 21 hours time at 7 a.m. AEST. Meanwhile, here at 6 a.m. AEST is going to be the scheduled time for these 2 best ofs. Again, I believe the broadcast starts at 5 a.m. Meanwhile, we have the lower bracket, the lower matches. We have the lower matches as well. We just, of course, featured. Oh, let's zoom out a little bit. There we go. We just featured Kamikaze. Kamikaze took down Maffer. Victor had an upset over Allison. Big upset there. So Kamikaze versus Victor is they're gonna be facing off. Meanwhile, Elevolts, he had an upset over Claw, and he's going to be going up against Yan in a TvT. So Eric is the final Zerg player in the tournament. I just realized Claw is out. Dorminhoco is out. Again, I favored Claw against Elevolts. I did favor him. And I feel like if Dorminhoco had gone up against Allison or Maffer or Victor or even Kamikaze, I feel like Dorminhoco had a better chance. But Yan is a beast. Yan is a beast. Yan, you could argue he should be up there in the upper bracket as well. But Yan just had a really rough group. As a reminder, Yan was in the group of death. Scrolling on over here to Group D. Group D was Master, Shakti, and Yan. And Dakon as well. These are all GMs. These are all semi-pros or pro players themselves. So Yan, he just had a really rough seeding in the group stage. Again, Master and Shakti, they're in the top 4. Like they're literally in the top 4 of the playoffs. So like it was just a really rough group for Yan. He was able to hold his own. But that also means that because Yan got seeded into the lower bracket, out of all these players down here, Yan, he's gonna make a deep run. Like Yan, he's gonna blaze his way through all these guys, and we're probably gonna see Yan towards the upper portion of the lower bracket later on. We'll see who he plays against. We'll see who he faces off against in the latest stages of the tournament. Oh boy. But regardless, GG well played. And again, these are going to be tomorrow's matches. Going to be casting again like 5 or 6 a.m. It's going to be a little bit later because of Mother's Day. Mother's Day is over the weekend, and I know that a lot of the Brazilian players are going to be covering, or they're going to be spending time with their families. Then in the evening, competing in this tournament. That's why it's going to be a little bit later than usual. Otherwise, with that, we're wrapping up. With that, we are wrapping up here. Not picking my favorites that I'm reading for, but yeah, of course, baby. What do you mean? What do you mean? No bias. But let's go, Eric, baby. Let's go. From that, though, from here, we are wrapping up. If you want some more StarCraft, if you are unsatiated, if you want some more SC2 content, then we have you covered. What's up next? Up next is the May Mayhem, day number 3. We just finished casting day 2 yesterday. And what is the May Mayhem? That is the... Actually, you know what? I can just show it off here. Bam. We have the technology. As we scroll down. Bam. So we just finished casting our first broadcast of the day. Up next is the May Mayhem. We do have... Oh, can we zoom in a little bit here? zoom in further. We'll zoom out. Oh, good. Oh, good. But we have the May Mayhem. The May Mayhem here is the group stage of these 6 players. Showtime, Clem, Shin, Hero, MaxPax, and Cure. 3 Koreans with Shin, Hero, and Cure, and 3 Europeans with MaxPax, Showtime, and Clem. We covered day 2 yesterday, so I do recommend the VODs. And again, day 3, the final day of the group stage, is going to be in a couple of hours, in 4 hours. In 4 hours time, we're going to be live with day 3 with this round robin group stage to determine who makes it out of the groups and who does not. Oh boy. So again, it's going to be an intense group stage. We have MaxPax versus Hero, Shin versus Cure, Clem versus MaxPax, Showtime versus Hero, and Showtime versus Clem. A lot of matches are ahead of us, and again, that is in 4 hours. I'm going to go and get some sleep. I'm going to try to sleep for at least 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. I do still have to set up. I have to set up the stream and set up the overlays and set up all the matches. But yes, that is going to be in 4 hours time. And then 5 hours, I think it's 5 hours after this event. No, hold on. 6 hours after this cast, we have another cast. We have Sparkling Tuna Cup. And then 6 hours after that, we have the Uthermal 2v2 circuit. Sorry, that's 5 hours after the Tuna Cup. And then 5 hours after that, we have the next day of playoffs of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. So back to back broadcasts. Again, I'm going to try to sleep in 2 hour intervals. That is my plan. My goal, sleep for 2 hours, cast, sleep for 2 hours, cast, sleep for 2 hours, and cast. Just keep going. We'll see if we can make it to the end of the day because we got a lot of content to go over. So I'm going to go and get some rest while I can. And then we'll be back with the May Mayhem. Let's go. Let's go. Again, we cast StarCraft more than any other channel out there, more than Wardy, more than Steadfast, more than Pig. They got to combine their own broadcasts to have a chance at keeping up with the CranKy Ducklings. We have the content, we have the quantity, and we have a little bit of the quality as well. A little bit. So I'll try to be well rested. I'll try to maintain my sanity. I'll do my best. Let's go. So with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the bet. Oh, I got you. But thanks for supporting. Do appreciate it. My hangover can only be cured by more May Mayhem. Oh, you're an animal, Pop. You're an animal. But yes, we are going to be getting some rest. Going to be getting some sleep. I'm going to try to rest on up, and we'll be back soon with some more StarCraft action. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. If you want to support us, you can also follow us on all the social medias, ! Socials in the chat. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. Likewise, ! Patreon. You can help support us there as well. You can help fund us. Patreon, all that money, 100% of that money goes towards our tournaments. It all goes towards the players, all goes towards the scene. So if you want to help support StarCraft, you can do so via Patreon, as that does help us fund Sparkling Tuna Cup, which is our weekly tournament, which is in like 10 hours time. So yeah, it does help us support us. If you wish, you can do so there via Patreon. Otherwise, thank you for watching. One final shout out before we end the night. Remember, we did just announce a new CranKy Duckling member, YanXII El Hermoso, the Spanish caster himself. In the middle of this broadcast, we did announce that he has joined the CranKy Ducklings, and good things to come. Again, he does a lot of content. He hosts a lot of tournaments, does organize a bunch of events, and together, hopefully, we can bring you some more content, some more StarCraft. Because clearly there's not enough on the CranKy Ducklings. Clearly, we don't have enough. We'll bring you more, Pappy. We'll bring you more. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. We should have an Enki command, do we? We don't. Not yet. We'll get one. Hold on. Enki Alexander on Twitch. Give him some love. Give him some support. The newest Duckling. Bam. Beautiful. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in 4 hours time. I'll try to sleep as much as I can. Until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi. Ciao. Oh, right. Before I gave a shout to Enki. Shout out to Cosmos. Big shout out to Cosmos and to iScar. iScar was the observer and the admin for today's broadcast and for tomorrow's as well. Big shout out to iScar and a bigger shout out to Cosmos. Cosmos, he is the Brazilian StarCraft 2 caster of StarCraft. Like, he does everything in Brazilian, everything in Portuguese, I should say. And he is one of the big names behind this event, behind the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. Without Cosmos, this event would not be possible. So much love to Cosmos. He's also a near and dear friend to our hearts, to the Ducklings. We've worked together for a long time. Much love to Cosmos. GG. See you next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.